Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everyone's having a happy Easter. I am home alone, going to work later. Awesome. Anyway, big news. Had to get it up here quick. The Bills signed Kevin Kolb, quarterback Kevin Kolb, that Kevin Kolb. And I know that this is sort of jumping off the page to you guys, maybe for the wrong reasons, maybe for the right reasons. I just don't think that we need to make such a big deal out of this. Let's assess Kevin Kolb. What do you get in Kevin Kolb? You know what you get in Kevin Kolb. You get a guy who is capable of starting. I'm not going to stand here and say that he is the future franchise. I mean, the guy's going to be 29 by the time the season starts. He signed a 2-year deal. Like, clearly they're not thinking long term with this guy. They want a serviceable guy, a serviceable veteran that they probably don't have in Tarvaris Jackson. Some guy who can get them through a game if they need to. That was Fitzpatrick, and they would have kept Fitzpatrick had he taken a deal like this. Kolb's deal, 2 years, $13 million. That's not that big a deal. It's low risk. They didn't have to give up any draft picks to get him. He was an unrestricted free agent. It's a 2-year deal. He doesn't count for that much against the cap. They could cut him after next year or after this season if they wanted to. I just don't think it gives him the opportunity to go into camp and win the starting job, possibly as the starter, maybe lose it to a rookie, because I still think ultimately you're going to see the Bills draft somebody at 41, or maybe move up a little bit. I don't think they're going to go at 8 now. I think this move swayed them away from taking a quarterback top 10. I don't think they want them to take a quarterback in the top 10 because they know they have other holes. Quarterback is a huge one. I know that. But by adding Kolb, they can put it off to the second round. It will, it dissuades them from having to reach an 8, which is something none of us wanted them to do. They can go get a Jarvis Jones, a Chance Warmack possibly, because they do still have a hole at left guard. They could Cordero Patterson. There's options there because they have some needs at skill positions. I know they have a need at quarterback, but are any of these quarterbacks worth taking at 8? I think the Bills just went ahead and told you no. They said, wow, look at these guys. None of these guys are worth taking top 10. But maybe we can work one of these guys out if we take one at 41, a Nassib, a Barkley if he falls that far. I think they've thrown in the towel on Geno Smith. I don't think that's happening. I don't think he's going to make it to 8 anyway, even if he's there. I think they're going to pass on him at this point. Or maybe they have some sort of inside information. I just don't think that they're going to, that they want that quarterback at 8 now. I would be shocked if they took a quarterback at 8 after signing Kolb and re-signing Tarvaris Jackson. But like I said, Nassib, possibly Barkley if he falls, Tyler Bray, Tyler Wilson, E.J. Manuel at 41 maybe, Landry Jones. There's a lot of options there. Whichever one they like, it's fine. Whichever one they like the most, get him. He doesn't need to play right away. He is your eventual starter, hopefully. Kevin Kolb will probably run into issues. The biggest red flag with Kevin Kolb is his health. The guy can't stay healthy. He's all right when he's healthy, but he's been playing behind some pathetic offensive lines. Arizona's offensive line was just terrible last year. They have D'Anthony Batiste, who's a journeyman, forced into a starting role. Darren College, all right. Lyle Sedline's been there a while. Bobby Massey at right tackle, the rookie, was just brutal. Just brutal. And he got hurt. But he had that team at 4-0. I know John Skelton started the season, but Kevin Kolb came in week 1, beat the Seahawks, those Seattle Seahawks. They beat the Patriots on the road, They kicked the crap out of the Eagles, and then they beat Miami in overtime. Kevin Kolb threw 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns there to get it to overtime. Kevin Kolb threw a fourth-quarter touchdown against the Seahawks to beat them. I mean, the guy knows what he's doing. He's, like I said, he's serviceable. He's not terrible. He's not the long-term solution. I believe that the front office knows that. I feel confident in that, and I hope you do too. You got to cut these guys a little slack. Look at what they're dealing with. When you woke up yesterday, Tarvaris Jackson was the most relevant quarterback on the roster. Don't you think you should bring somebody else in? Yeah, sure. Kevin Kolb, all right. We think we can maybe make it work with this guy if we need him for a few games. And maybe the rookie takes over mid-season or sits a year. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Because we've seen, you've heard the talk, how these rookies aren't, they don't jump off the page. None of them blow you away with, being an all-around quarterback. They all have certain skills. They all lack certain skills. They can develop over time. So I think if you get a Kevin Kolb, you let him. Maybe Kevin Kolb starts the whole season, guys. Maybe it happens. Because you need your rookie who's not ready to play. I don't think really any of those guys are. Geno Smith will probably get thrown to the dogs in Oakland or something, and his career will die. But like I said, if none of those guys are ready to play, let them sit. It's a bold strategy. Because maybe they find themselves in a similar position next year where they're like, oh my God, we're like top. Maybe they're really bad, and they have a top 5 pick, and then there's a better quarterback coming in. I don't know the quarterbacks coming out next year, but I think you would look at that and you would say, well, hey, we got a chance. This could be a surefire franchise guy. Let's get him. Who cares? I mean, who cares? You got to get one in place. Keep taking them until you get one in place. Kevin Kolb is just a Band-Aid. He is a mere stopgap into the path of finding the franchise quarterback. I know we've been doing that for how many years now? 14 years. Well, I mean, Jim Kelly retired 17 years ago. We've been looking ever since. And we're going to keep looking until we find one. So I'm okay with this Kevin Kolb thing. Because they didn't give him a huge deal. It's a 2-year deal. It's easy to get out of. Like I said, he can get you through a couple games. Possibly a whole season. His health, a concern. We've established that. But this is nothing to be upset about. It's like, I mean, people laugh at it. You see other teams laughing at it because Kevin Kolb has been bad at times. I mean, he threw 8 touchdowns and 3 picks last year before he got injured against the Bills, ironically. And if Kevin Kolb, I was at that game. If you may recall, if you've been watching my videos, I was at that game in Arizona. The Bills should have lost that game. Would have lost that game, I think, if Kevin Kolb stayed in because he was beating him with his legs. He was beating him with his arm. It was terrible. Mind you, our defense wasn't great either. I get that. But he experienced a little bit of success at the beginning of last year before getting hurt. I think he can do it again. It fills a need. It's a worthwhile addition. That's really all I can say. It was not. I don't find it stupid in any way. Like I said, they know what they have in Kevin Kolb and Tarvaris Jackson, and they know those aren't the long-term solutions. They'll get one. Have faith. Relax. Breathe. Anyway, I hope you guys like the video. Let me know what you think. Twitter, comment, all that stuff. I appreciate you guys coming this far into the Kevin Kolb reaction. Like I said, just breathe. And go Bills.